Welcome. Email to a Jimmy Rush fan, January 2nd, 1997, about your Neil Peart picture. Jimmy wrote, "Think I could use it to put on the Rush NMS website? I would of course credit you for the photo." Absolutely. Email me the HTTP site so I can put a link to it in my Rush page. Mark. Planner, January 6th, week of. Classes begin on Monday the 6th. Mock interview, transcripts, work 8 to 4:30. Biochemistry class Tuesday in the morning. Worked otherwise until 5. Next day, work, office hours, biochemistry class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Jay Leno had music guest presidents of the United States. Sunday, January 12th, I wanted to get my boots from Mom's. A birthday card featuring Ren and Stimpy. Rosemary writes, "So you can finally get rid of your split personality, Mark. Have a great 21st birthday. No need to drink though. You've been doing that for the past 5 years. Have a good one. Love, Rosemary and Eric." Week of January 13th. Typical work schedule. It snowed on the 16th. A note that the salt truck came by at 10. Skipped biochem in the morning. Worked 12 to 6:15. Friday, January 17th, Dad called. Eric's mother passed away. Week of January 20th, MLK holiday. Work otherwise. Friday the 24th, last day of isoniazide for prior exposure to tuberculosis. LFTs are liver function enzymes. Enrico is a haircut place, and there's a note on January 26th about a Motel 6 in Philly. Email January 21st to blank@temple.edu. Subject, Mark going to Philly on January 26th through 27th. Hi, hey, how's it going? Joe said he contacted you about my upcoming interview at Temple. It would be great if you had a little free time Monday morning to show me around. My interview is at 10:30 a.m., and I'm sure I will be getting to know the building an hour before that. Let me know what your schedule looks like. I actually plan to be in Philly on Sunday after Super Bowl night. I made reservations for Motel 6 near the airport. I'd be driving in from there in the morning. Is traffic too bad? Hey, I really appreciate it, and if there's something I can do for you, name it. Email from the acquaintance at Temple, January 22nd. To Mark, "Hi there. Why in the world are you staying at motel? Just come and crash at my place. We can go to school together. Might make things a little easier for you. That would really be no problem. But if you'd rather stay at a motel and be alone before the interview and collect your thoughts, that's fine too. But my place is absolutely open for you to come and spend the night. Just give me a call at home and we'll talk. The interview is a piece of cake. As long as you're able to talk, you should be fine. No trick questions, no stress interviews. So don't be stressed out about the interview. Again, call me. My number is blank." Email to the acquaintance at Temple. Excellent. I appreciate it. Hey, maybe if you need something from your parents, I can stop by their place and take it. I think I remember how to get there. But if you do need something, then give me directions. You can email me directions to your place at Temple as well. But I will call you at blank. Is that the area code? Do you know Anthony blank? Joe and I know him. He's at MCP. And I wanted to see what's going on. He had given me his email, but it doesn't work. Okay, I'll check my email later. Hasta luego. Just in case, my number is blank. Mark. Email to the acquaintance at Temple. I left you a phone message yesterday, just in case I do plan on arriving there tomorrow around 8 p.m. How's that sound? Let me know what are your plans. I'm stopping at Hershey to see Joe on my way and to drop off my dad. Then it's 2 hours to Philly. It should be a good trip. I checked out some info on Temple on the web as well. I will call you before I leave from Joe's place, Sunday about 5:30. Mark. Planner, week of January 27th. 10:30 a.m., Temple interview. Work on an application and a follow-up to medical schools. Tuesday the 28th, left Hershey, skipped biochemistry. Worked 2 to 6. Wednesday, work. Thursday, work. Return cranberries. Sounds like a CD. Compact disc music. Work Friday. Exercise routine Sunday. Week of February 3rd. Transcripts were sent to ACOMAS, is the American College of Osteopathic Medicine Admissions Service, maybe. Work that week, biochemistry exam on Thursday. Library, Amadeus soundtrack, and a couple other items. Week of February 10th. Work schedule. February 12th, email from Mike to Mark. What's up, Mark? I have it on zip. However, I will be burning a lot of stuff on CD next week. Let me know when you'll be around, though. I can try to put it on discs. Take care, Mike. Earlier, I had written, Mike, how's it going? It was good to see a familiar face the other night in Blank Lab. Hope things are going okay. Say, do you mind if I borrow your Duke Nukem CD for a few days? Let me know. I will be house sitting for my brother, and he's got a computer. Thanks. I hope you have Duke. If not, let me know if you have some other cool games, Mark. Planner, week of February 17th. Work schedule. On Monday, on the 17th, I have a note of a Myers-Briggs type indicator test. Friday the 21st, return Mike's discs. Holiday. Report from Myers-Briggs type indicator, dated February 24th, 1997. Type ISTP, introvert, sensing, thinking, and perceptive. Maybe I'll have the AI voice read a few of the descriptions here.
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Dadkamp's AI assistant, Ada. He directed me to check and inform you that the consensus as of January 2026 on the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI, leans heavily against its use as a rigorous, evidence-based measure of personality. Among MBTI's major criticisms are binary categories versus reality. The forced binary leads to loss of nuance, with borderline types flipping easily. MBTI has poor test-retest reliability, limited predictive validity, among others. MBTI had commercial popularity as the Myers-Briggs company markets it aggressively. It has intuitive appeal as people love neat 16 type categories and aha moments, and has some utility in non-clinical settings despite flaws. To use it for fun, self-insight, or casual team discussions is fine. For high-stakes decisions like hiring or therapy, better tools exist. The Big Five or Ocean model is overwhelmingly preferred in academic psychology because it is trait-based, continuous, replicable, and strongly predictive. They stand for openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Dr. Jordan Peterson, a brilliant psychologist who educates millions to thrive, often discusses the Big Five personality traits model in his lectures and writings, emphasizing its relevance in understanding personality and behavior. Now back to my awesome boss, Dr. Dad Camp.
Next sheet. Next sheet. And next one. Week of February 24th. Work. Workout. Week of March 3rd. Work schedules. Find out graduate programs. Drop Dad off at the airport. Week of March 10th. Work week. Bought a parking pass for a parking lot. Saturday the 15th, car maintenance. Same on the 16th, a soccer game, USA-Canada. Journal entry, March 15th, 9:30 a.m. I called, machine picked up, but I hung up. 10:30 a.m. I tried again, figured they may be sleeping before, and this time I left a message. I said I have tickets for a Broadway series play, March 28th. If you're interested, let me know. I left my number. I feel like she's avoiding me, or they just go out a lot. I have to know if the former is true. Why? At least now she cannot use the time I was at my friend's overnight and Dad called her as an excuse because apparently she does the same. Or maybe they went to St. Paddy's Day parade. Let's see what she says. Journal entry, March 15th, 8:20 p.m. Some guy was turning from the mall at Pier 1 onto blank. I went straight on the left lane. This person almost sideswiped me entirely. If I hadn't hit my brakes, I would have crashed. I braked very hard, so I wasn't sure if we collided at the end. I flashed him and signaled for him to pull over. He waved go away. I pulled behind him at the left turn lane at Borders, where I was going in the first place, checked the car was okay, and asked him what happened. The idiot asked, "What were you doing making a turn from the left lane?" The moron didn't even know where I was coming from. I said, "You almost caused an accident," and something like, "Fortunately it didn't happen." He's some goober with glasses, had a wife and kid, drove a red Ruby Mica Saturn. He turned into blank mall, perhaps to the movies. What an a-hole. March 16th, Sunday, 10:50 a.m. Called Monica. A girl answered. She's not in. I asked, "Is she all right?" Because I've been trying to reach her since Friday. She said she's okay. She's at church right now. She'll be back around 2 p.m., and I said I'd call back then. I called around 2:15. She answered. She was at recital and church, so she's not avoiding me. Don't be so paranoid. They told her about my message because they erased it. She asked about the play and said she could make it. She was on the other line with someone, so she asked me to call back at 10 p.m. I said okay. 10 p.m. We talked for quite a while. She is so it. She's as it as you get. She's awesome. I agreed to call her Saturday afternoon, wake her up. Her birthday was on blank. Her friends are Nicole and Danielle, the ones we went out with. March 17th, week of. Work schedule. Biochemistry exam number 2. On March 23rd, Lou and Bill left to Peru. Week of March 24th, work schedule, a music band or two. 5:30 p.m. Friday the 28th, call Monica. Sunday, March 30th, 6:15, B and Lou leave for Machu. Journal entry, Friday, March 28th. We ate at blank after the show. I kissed her diamond tattoo on her hand. She kissed me on the lips. Sunday, I called about 7:30. Her mom/sisters on the other line said to call back. Then 8 o'clock. She was painting the room next to the front porch. She's taking that one. We're going to watch a movie at my place on Wednesday night. Monday, March 31st. Email from Mark to blank. Temple program. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing to inquire on the status of my application. My name is Mark Blank, and I interviewed at Temple on January 27th with Dr. Blank. I'm really looking forward to attend Temple, so if you could update me on my application, I would greatly appreciate it. Sincerely, Mark. By the way, a show and tell. Rush Test for Echo CD. And the Rush Limbo memento purchased at the first of two concerts that I would have attended of that tour, the Test for Echo tour. All right. Email March 31st from Mark to blank at Howard University. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing to inquire on the status of my application. My name is Mark. I am at the stage of waiting for an invitation for interviews. You may reply via email. Thanks, Mark. Photo of Chaz with Mama in Peru. On or about March 31st, 1997. Photo of Chaz with one of my cousins at Mama's kitchen. Dining room. On or about April 1st, photo of Chaz at a Peruvian restaurant with a typical Peruvian meal with choclo. That's large kernel corn. Chaz posing with locals at a typical street likely in Cusco, Peru. Another of a similar setting. Chaz posing likely in Sacsayhuaman. Email April 7th, 97. From Mark to Albert, some Rush fan. Subject, Air Neil from the front row. Al, check out my Rush picture at blank. I'll get back to you on the tape of the concert. Later, Mark. Week of April 7th. Work schedule. Friday the 11th. Get tickets for Rush via internet. April 11th. Email to Albert, Rush fan. From Mark. Subject, Rush concert. Al, I found out people can purchase tickets for Rush today through the internet. I'm not doing it just because it requires one to give away credit card numbers over the net. Are you buying tickets Monday or today? Let's try to assemble a crowd. I'm sure Scott wants to go, but I don't have his number. I'm going to see if my girlfriend wants to go, so I'll get 2 tickets at most. It seems that if we want to go in a group, we may get better seats if we buy them separately, and we can meet up at the concert. Maybe even swap seats with some people so we can be all together. Let me know what you think. Mark. Email from Al, April 11th, 1:23 p.m. Hey, Mark. First of all, that picture of Neil on your webpage is awesome. I've never been able to capture lasers on photographs. Yours turned out great. Very nice picture. I think I'm going to get the tickets over the web today, 5 p.m. I'm not too sure just how that security thing over the net is, but I think I'm going to risk it. Ticket Bastard takes Visa, so I'm going to use that. I've had a Visa card for 5 to 6 years now, and only used it once ever. I almost never use it, so if I get any bills on it, I'll certainly know. And if it's not something I bought, I'll call up the credit card people and tell them it wasn't me. Anyway, sure, would be neat to meet up at the concert. I'm getting tickets for 5 people. Me, Scott, Brian, not my brother, the tall guy that was with us at the last concert, and 2 other friends that are huge Rush fans, but you haven't met. When you get your tickets, let me know where your seats are. I'll let you know where we end up. I haven't had a chance to talk with Brian, my brother, to see if he wants a boot of the Civic Arena or not. Once I chat with him, I'll let you know one way or another. Talk to you later. Good luck with your tickets, Al. April 11th. Email from Bill to Lou, Joe, Mark, and Jeff. A foreword. Dictionary of Dating. You can read if you wish. Page 2. April 11th, 1997. Notes on purchasing tickets for Rush. Concert date June 11th. Venue Star Lake in Burgettstown. Total cost for lawn seats $32.80 per ticket. Journal entry Friday, April 11th. I got home about 10:10 p.m. Monica called shortly. Said she's hanging out at Danielle's in blank. Didn't feel like going out and would like me to go. I said I'd call her at 11. I needed to eat and see if I felt like it. I called her back at 11, said I'd go. I got there about 11:45. She and Danielle were drinking red wine. Danielle had more. She spilled wine, some on Monica. And she got sad, almost crying. We consoled her. She apologized several times, saying she doesn't usually drink. I said, don't be silly, we all do that sometimes. I also met Terry. They left us alone. Monica and I were watching Conan, listened to music, talked, laid on the couch, etc., etc. The highlight was when we were totally chilling, I said to play vampires. I kissed her neck. She warned about giving her hickeys. She wasn't too into it, so I joked about the clumsy vampire and said it was a silly game. I stayed until about 3 a.m. Didn't want to sleep over, although she offered. It isn't her apartment. April 14th, 97. From Mark to Albert. About Rush concert. Hi Al, did you get good seats? I didn't get any yet because I'm getting lawn seating so I can purchase them later. What a pity. Actually, I'm taking a date, so the lawn works better for me and my pocket. Unfortunately, she's never heard Rush until she met me. We should throw a Rush party before the show or anytime soon. Did you get good seats? I wonder if there was modem congestion. I also have pictures if you're interested. Close-ups of Getty, Alex, and funny gestures. Talk to you soon, Mark. Week of April 14th. Work schedule. Saturday the 19th, Joe and I went to Danielle's and Monica. Tuesday, April 15th, email from Mark to Mark about a Rush Newsgroup article posted. I have an extremely high-quality recording of the Pittsburgh Test for Echo show. I've got the first 110 minutes from intro up to and including Roll the Bones, recorded on the latest stereo Sony Walkman with decibel overload and noise reduction technology. That's no bull. On premium metal tape. It's really worth it. And to the person who stole my Walkman, what the hell are you waiting for to return it? Email if interested. Check out my Air Neil pick at website. Email from an Andy about Rush. Mark, I'd be interested in getting a copy of the Pittsburgh show as well as see a list of any other shows you have. Drop me a line if you're interested and I'll mail you back my list. Andy. April 16th, email to Andy. Andy, I don't have other boots. That's the only one. Although I'm not looking for boots, send me your list and maybe we'll swap. Otherwise, I can send you the tape. I will provide it for a modest shipping and handling fee. Mark. From Andy. Mark, thanks for the reply, but I actually ran across someone I'm going to get it from in a rather large trade. Thanks again for taking the time, Andy. April 17th, email from an Eric about Rush. Hello, I'm interested. Do you perhaps wish to trade for it? Or I can send you a couple bucks. Let me know. Cheers, Eric. Friday, April 18th, email to Albert. How's it going, Al? I tried on Friday too. It was too backed up. I'm going to get lawn seating as well, unless I miraculously get tickets from, say, radio station. Who knows? If you or friends need a ride, I've got 2 seats left, or maybe someone has 2 seats and I can hitch a ride. Let me know. Later, Mark. April 19th, email from a Dave about Rush. Hey Mark, is this an audio or video? I'll take it regardless. Thanks, Dave. With specs on his BMW. And an ASCII art of a car. Journal entry, April 19th, Saturday. Monica had a recital with most of her classmates. She sang around 8:30 p.m. I had told her I'd try to make it to watch her song. I got there 9:30 because of dinner at blank. Dad, Lou, Julie, Joe, and I. Monica and I waited after everyone left until 10:30. Joe came, dropped Dad off at home, and came to blank. Then we drove to Danielle's blank. I met Jasmina and I had met Terry, the flirty roommate. We went to blank with Derek, high school, Monica's little brother, quote unquote. Terry, freshman, cute. Aaron, Danielle, Monica, Joe, and Chris, a pelicano. Monica gave me dough for pizza. I gave Danielle the leftover. Afterwards, we did a Calvin Klein pose session in Danielle's room. Terry said I should use the handcuffs on Monica. April 5th, Saturday, question mark. Took Monica to blank at blank. I had a Manhattan, she some mixed drink. She showed me her trick of knotting a cherry stem inside her mouth. She had trouble at first, so I asked if she needed help. She said, you would have to kiss me, in a way as if rejecting my advance. As of rejecting my advance. I kissed her goodnight, though. Monday, April 21st. Email to Peter, a Rush fan. A swap sounds great. I'm definitely interested in having natural science, the drum solo, YYZ from the Test for Echo show. Now, sounds like your recording is longer than 110 minutes. So you could use 2 90-minute tapes. Metal, good quality. Did you tape the show yourself? Did you use a digital recorder? Hope you didn't lose it at the show like I did, my analog recorder. I'm assuming yours is stereo, but then again, as stereo as a single location stereo microphone can get. What generation tape would you give me? Also, we'd have to trust each other to send the tapes unless there's another way. Well, let me know, Mark. Planner, week of April 21st. Joe returns to Hershey. Work schedule. Friday, biochemistry exam 3. Opera Man, sottovoce. Friday the 25th, Rosemary comes overnight with Eric. A cross out of the 26th of Mums with Lou and Jackie. Email to some Rush fan. Tuesday, April 22nd. Hi there, I'm new at trading and don't want to get screwed. Let me ask you, is there any way other than trusting to trade/sell tapes? Is there websites that offer advice on this? I will check the website you posted in your Rush article. Thanks in advance, Mark. Email Tuesday, April 22nd from Lou to Joe, Mark, and Bill. Subject, Peru hostage crisis is over. Email from a John about Rush, April 22nd. Hi Mark, unfortunately there's really aren't any other ways to trade than using the honor system. I've been trading for over a year and have amassed a ton of Rush vids and audios. It's provided me an enormous amount of happiness, and I have no intention of stopping. Craig Blank Dickhead was the only person that fucked me for a couple of videos, not a big deal. I still have my copies. In my experience, Rush traders are a very trustworthy bunch. So get out there and rock and roll the bones. Get trading, John. Tuesday, April 22nd. Journal entry. I called Monica on Sunday 20th, the day after the recital party with Joe, like I said I would. She wasn't in at 3, but I expected this. Monica called on Tuesday 22nd night around 10ish. I said I was just thinking about calling her later, 11ish. She offered passes to Blank. She's performing on Thursday. I said, sorry, I wish I could go, but I have an exam Friday. She said something really cool that I don't ever have to apologize about that. She understands my priorities. I said I would call Friday after my test. She has to perform all weekend, so she doesn't have much time off. Email Wednesday, April 23rd from Peter to Mark, a Rush fan. Yep, I figured I would put it onto 2 90-minute tapes, most likely the high-bias CD quality cassettes. Actually, a friend dubbed the Albany show with his DAT, and I have the DAT tape, so I still have the first generation tape. It is stereo. Actually, as far as I can tell, and I would have to call up my friend, it isn't stereo, with the DAT having 2 mics. Your dub would be first generation from DAT. No problem. I've traded lots of stuff and haven't had any problems. Hope to complete this trade soon. Pete. Wednesday, April 23rd. Email to Peter, a Rush fan. All right, let's trade. You'll get the Pittsburgh show from the front row. The crowd is great. Not any sing-alongers. My recorder had a decibel overload setting, so this further filters out crowd noise as well as music distortion. This is my address, blank. Ready when you are. Get out there and rock and roll the bones. Keep trading. Mark. Email Friday, April 25th from a Jeff about Rush. Mark, I only caught the tail end of this thread. How could I get a tape from you? Jeff from Santa Monica, California. April 25th. Email from a Peter about Rush. Cool. Mine has a few yeses, or whatever at the beginning of a few songs, but nothing big. My address is blank. Super, I will dub them over the weekend and will mail on Monday. Pete. Picture, April 25th, 1997. Siblings, cousin Jackie, Chaz and Mark at Chaz's. Another one of basically the same. Picture with Mark and Rosemarie, her 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Sunday, April 27th. Email to Peter, a Rush fan. All right, will do. I have a copy already, so I'll mail it as well. Planner, week of April 28th. Work schedule. Sting CD due at library. May 1st, Thursday, sent tape to Pete. May 3rd, Saturday, Dad traveling to Michigan. Tuesday, April 29th, email to Pete, Rush fan. Pete, I will mail the tape tomorrow, Wednesday morning. Sorry about the delay. Did you mail my copy already? Can't wait for the Test for Echo 2 tour. Hope they play Time and Motion. Mark. April 29th, email from Pete. Well, I got busy and was planning to mail it today, but I will wait until Wednesday. Me, I hope they play Totem. Thursday, May 1st, email from Pete. I mailed mine on Wednesday, and it should be there in a couple days. May 1st, email to Pete. I mailed mine this morning, so you'll be getting it mañana or pasado mañana. Enjoy, Mark. Saturday, May 3rd, email to Peter, Rush fan. Pete, I received your Pop-Tarts yesterday. Sounds okay to me. But where is the spirit of radio? I thought it came after Time and Motion. I like natural science a lot. Let me know when you get mine. Did you tape that from the audience? What row? Or from mixer board? Later, Mark. May 3rd, reply from Pete. The tape was being changed. Oh well, so close yet so far away. It's an audience recording. I think around the middle section, like row 25 or 30 or so. Pete. Journal entries. Sunday, May 4th, 1997. I paged Monica yesterday, Saturday, about 10 or 11 p.m. She went to a play from Jackie's. Paged her from Jackie's. I was at Jackie's since about 10:30, waited for Monica to call until 11:30, then returned home. On Saturday, I went to blank to use computers, homepage, rush scans, etc. Today, Sunday, I called her at 10:50 p.m. The play went on until about 11:30. She thought I called from a bar. Quotes. I wondered yesterday if she'd recognized Jackie's number. She didn't. I asked if she wanted to go to dinner tomorrow. Monday and Tuesday are bad for her. We planned Wednesday, 5 p.m. I'd meet her at Blank Music Building Lounge. In a thought bubble, journal entry. I don't want to, quote, put you on a pedestal, yet you're quite special to me. I also asked if she wanted to play rock/pop music as an aside project to give us something to do together as well. She said she'd be interested in that. We can talk about that on Wednesday. She's done with her finals on Tuesday. At some point she said, yep, I'm still alive. So I said stuff like, yeah, good. See, I called to make sure you don't have cancer or had a car accident. Still alive. I must play Sting in the car on Wednesday. Another bubble of thought. I don't want to be your friend. I want to be your lover. Special friend. Friends don't talk about blank comfortably. Journal entry, 12:10 a.m. If I went out to bars, I would meet women. I haven't gone out much because I want to give Monica a shot. I really think Monica's worth it. I want this to be mutual. That's why I didn't, quotes, go out to a bar on Saturday like she had originally thought. Monday, May 5th, 9:30 p.m. Dad is at B's in Michigan. He called to say he'd return on Wednesday Eve. I said I'd be out but wouldn't return too late. ¿Dónde vas a ir? A comer. ¿Con quién? Mónica. ¿La de antes? ¿Ya no habían terminado? Surprised, I said no. Like, why would he think that? Maybe that day I returned home the next morning, he called her just to make me look bad / end it with her. Anyway, he said, debes concentrarte en los estudios en vez de salir con muchachas. I said, I'm not going to be locked in here 24 hours a day. Thursday, May 9th. Yesterday I met with Monica at 5 in Blank Music Lounge. Bassist Mike was there. We talked about graduations. I drove her to Danielle's to get her pager and date book. Danielle said there's a pizza party later and to say hi to Joe. Monica and I decided to go rollerblading, so I got Jackie to lend me her pair. She met Monica. We went to Blank and ate at Blank, split the bill, but she paid for more of it. Then we rented Fargo and got her dad's VCR and watched it at Danielle's. Week of May 5th, 1997. A note to run NB stands for Northern Blot. Work schedule, letters of recommendation or application. May 7th is when, with Monica, saw Fargo and went rollerblading. workout routine. Tuesday, May 6th, email to the acquaintance at Temple University. Hi, Blank. Hope finals went okay. Joe will be done with his finals next Tuesday. Then it's boards time and then clinical years. No rest for the wicked, eh? Just dropping a line to let you know, Temple turned me down. I sent a letter asking what I can do to improve. Blank replied saying that even though I have stellar letters and extracurricular activities, they don't make up for the fact that my science GPA and MCAT scores aren't as competitive as their average demands. That sucks. I'm planning on working in a research lab for another year, kicking ass on a third MCAT, I mean blow it away, but not take any classes. Basically, my graduating GPA is locked, so if I wanted to do serious coursework, I'd have to do a master's, which is too long for my academic goals. Imad is doing a master's though. I'm going to try and touch bases with him soon. What's your advice? And on retaking the MCAT for third time. Thanks for your advice, Mark. W.blank, check out my homepage. May 9th, email from the acquaintance at Temple. To Mark. That sucks, man. Those fuckers. Okay, here's the deal. What are you going to get out of working at blank? Unless you come out with a paper on which you are the first author, I don't think it's really going to help your application that much, unless you make some solid connections. So on that front, I would advise you to maybe look into some of those programs designed to get you into med school like the one Georgetown has, or even up at Boston University. But talk to people about it. Secondly, don't mind my asking, but what are your grades and your MCAT scores, and where all did you interview and were put on the waiting list or rejected? Because depending on that, you can get an idea exactly how far you are from getting in. But I won't speculate wildly without knowing the details. Lastly, you are right. Bust some balls on the MCAT. You have a lot of time. And let me tell you something, my friend. If you are determined and really put in the hard work, I'm talking going back to basics and relearning each course individually, there's nothing that can stop you from getting 11s, 12s, or even 13s on the MCAT. It's just a matter of how bad you want it. But write back or call me anytime you want to. Once again, I'm sorry I know how dejected you must be, but keep trying, you will succeed. Good luck. Friday, May 9th, email to Joe. Mano, blank me aconseja esto. I really like his straightforwardness. Right now I'm typing a letter to Jeff and Howie. That's Jefferson and Howard. They'll get my new transcripts as well with both grades. Meanwhile, I got the apps for MCATs, AMCAS, and ACOMAS, so I'll be all set. Hey, I saw Blank today and yesterday. I asked her about the course repeat forms, so she gave me the inside scoop. Today she showed me Blank's GPA, talked with Blank, and Blank said I should have no trouble getting into Blank if she did it. Anyway, check out what Blank has to say. I will look into those Boston/other programs. Might be worth it. Friday, May 9th. Email to Joe, an acquaintance at Temple. From Mark. Hey, Blank. That sounds like good advice. You boosted my spirits to relearn. That is, I will go through all the old stuff. Which shouldn't be too bad given that I am at a higher level right now. And I really want this, so I'm going to start the marathon as of today. I'm going to set a schedule, so many hours a day of pure study. About my grades, I have a 3.31 cumulative graduating GPA. I retook biochem, in which I got D- and D, both new grades. Both new grades are B-, so the recalc GPA is 3.40. Maybe the schools have their own way of figuring out the repeated course deal, but I hope they see my effort in repeating them. MCATs, 29 the first. VPB, 8, 11, 10. 24 the second time. 6, 8, 10. I need to practice some English too. Maybe read some more damn romance fucking novels with that MFer on the cover. Waldo, Fabio, yeah right. I think another factor is my young age. I graduated in 96 when I was 20. I mean shit, I couldn't even legally drink after graduation. So I might tell them, look, I was young and stupid when my GPA decreased. Mostly because of girls, I took more credits than I could handle while working as well. But now I am more determined. I have rekindled my drive to attend medical school and will do the necessary to improve my application. The trick is to show them I'm not just bullshitting in saying this. They see a decreasing GPA, the second MCAT is lower than the first, so they don't like that. While Temple told me already that MCAT and GPA brought me down this year, I will ask PCOM too and see what they say, because they turned me down. I sent my primaries to DO the last possible day, so that wasn't good. For this year, I interviewed at Temple only. Last year I got Penn State at MCP, high hold at MCP, and hold at Penn State. Did you do the program at Boston or Georgetown? Joe mentioned you did it somewhere. Let me know how that went, because if it helped, I will seriously consider it. Right now I work along with Blank. He gave me a mock interview to practice for Temple. So this work is getting me ties here, that's for sure. Say hi to Blank. How are your classes' finals going? Give me a call the next time you're in town. You're more than welcome to stay at my house if you need to. Joe will be doing clinical rotations starting June 30th, so he will be living in with us intermittently. We should be having a fun summer. He wants to trade me his crappy car for the good one we all own. It's fair, I've used it for 2 years, so it's his turn now. So I'll take his Babe-mobile. Rats, right, Joe? Take care, Mark. That's about it for this one. Until you see me again, be well, everyone.